All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My gosh, October 15th, super crazy. I can't believe how the fall is flying by. So excited to be with all of you ladies that can be on right now. And for those who are catching the recording, I hope this is helpful to you. One of the things that keeps coming up that I keep getting messages about are, Kendra, can you go over Instagram? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And I know some of you feel like, gosh, I've got Instagram mastered and I've been doing this and that's cool. But there are a number of people on our team who are trying to figure out Instagram. I've been spending quite a bit of time. I've signed up for trainings, paid for extras. I'm about to sign up for one more and I'll explain why, because I want to try to understand this. I will preface this by saying, I have all my notes in here, but it keeps changing. And that is something that even the Instagram influencers who are doing really well and making money, they too are talking about how it changes all the time. And so again, as I share this information, keep that in mind, that if you sign up for any trainings, if you want to go deeper, you're going to hear this same thing over and over and over again. I recently did a training with it was actually put on by a fashion blogger that I follow, and it just talked about the importance of engaging with people and how to stand out on Instagram. And this other, I'm going to put at the end of this call this link to another training that I'm going to do called Attraction Marketing, and it's all about bringing people to you. But no matter what system you follow, there are some certain things that you need to do. And what I have found and what I've learned from the experts that I keep going to and taking classes from and learning is that it actually is a combination of all of these different things. So you're going to get one trainer that says everything you've learned from the past is irrelevant now. Not totally true. But I think what's really important is to gather the information, consistently try the different tools and kind of combine them all if you can. So I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the top ones. Again, this is stuff that you might have heard before, but I want to go over it so that people have some specifics, okay? So first of all, you guys know with Instagram, it needs to be authentic and it needs to be about connecting with others. And one of the things that's coming out now is, of course, we know that everybody has this view now of Instagram where it's all edited pictures and everything looks perfect. You will probably notice the people that you follow, there's a little bit of a shift in the tide, if you will, to being more authentic. We have known that as coaches for a long time, that we need to be authentic. We are not presenting this perfect picture because nobody can relate to a perfect picture. So, I mean, a perfect story, I should say. With that being said, as you are connecting with people, people still only stop for really good pictures. It's just the way, that's the truth of the kind of the nature of the beast. So one of the things that will really help, and I'm going to put this link in this call as well, is that on the Dream Team, we just had a somebody posted, her name's Kelly, and I think is what her name is, but I'll post all of it. And she went through and showed you examples of how to do a post, take a regular picture. She just did a really great job of showing how you can update your pictures a little bit and rephrase your post to still be relatable, to still be authentic, but to not be like for example, when you're talking about a performance line or you're talking about any product that we have, we do not mention the product. We use our own lingo so that people can't Google and search for what you have. They have to come to you for the information about whatever product you're talking about. And she talks about a way to kind of talk about the product and what it's done for you and why you're so committed to it, as opposed to just saying, so thankful for my morning mama juice. Like, that's great, but 400,000 people are saying that. How can you rephrase that to get people to stop, read your post, and then ask you more questions, right? So I'm going to put all those links in, and there's no point in me rehashing all her information. It's great information. It's in an easy to follow doc, and I will put that there. But going back to connecting has to be a genuine a genuine exchange. So one of the things that I know people get overwhelmed with, if you don't know Instagram very well, like how do I even start? One of the things that I would do is take your phone and set a timer for 10 to 20 minutes every single day. And you just spend that time searching for people that you can connect with. And this is where, yes, hashtags come in, but I will tell you, as the training has gone on, the more recent training is saying, be careful about hashtags, because if everybody's using the same hashtags, then you're not going to be unique in your market. But let's go with the information that we do know. And so again, this is why I say, if you really are studying Instagram, you have your basic stuff that you need to be doing. But again, the tide is always changing. So I know that's really difficult if you're hearing this, like, well then, geez, what am I supposed to do? And this is again where I say, take these basic steps, do them, but then also be open to the new information coming in, because it's always changing. This is an area where you can't get frustrated, which I can tend to do. Like, just as I think I've figured something out, I've spent money, I've done the training, then it all changes. So that can be super frustrating. But what I'm going to share with you today are the basics. And then as you do more Instagram training, you'll find the things that are changing a little bit. So let's talk about connecting. How do I even connect with people on Instagram? Yes, hashtags is one of the reasons, or one of the ways that you can do that. But you want to be careful about the hashtags you choose, because if you choose a hashtag that has so many followers, so many numbers on Instagram, then you're going to get lost in that. So you want to try to get really specific to your niche. So one of the hashtags that I use is grief. Now that's a huge hashtag, okay? So once I go in there, then I have to break it down even more. Widow, okay? Widow, and then I look at hashtags of widow mom, you know, things like that. So that's one of the areas, but you have to take your niche and just break it down. And the reality is, you just have to spend time doing some research on Instagram with hashtags. And when you put a hashtag in, then look and see what comes up and see if you connect with anybody. And so that's why I say it can almost be like a rabbit hole. So don't do that. Set your timer, 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, stop. And that way you're like, okay, I checked that off. I've tried to connect a little bit, and then I am gonna be done, so I don't spend my hour of work time trying to find people. If you do that consistently every single solitary day, you will find people to connect with. So that's number one. Number two with the yes, Amethyst, go.
How many minutes do you allow? Because it just seems so overwhelming. Like, what's your timer? How much?
So
time?
I set 20 minutes.
20.
And
just
I often,
people?
I set 20 minutes to find people through hashtags.
Okay.
And then, and there's my doctor calling. Okay. Anyways, so go ahead. I'll just call them back. Yes, Tracy.
So how do you research hashtags?
You want to grab that, Kendra? If you want to grab it, I can talk about something.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hello.
Mute yourself. Do you know how to search hashtags? Like, I mean, I just did hashtags and they pop up and then I just click on them. But if I wanted to search people that also use the same hashtag, like, how do I do that?
Laura, do you have an answer?
I'm sorry?
Laura.
I think that if you just put it into the search thing and click on it, and then all the pictures that are underneath, if I'm remembering correctly, because I have a hard time picking which hashtag I really want to do, but if you click on it and then all the pictures that come up below that search or with that search are all people that have used it. So like I looked at one that was like outdoor love or something like that, and it was like a bazillion people that of like all these amazing outside pictures. So I think that that's just how you look for it, but I have a hard time searching the hashtag thing too, but I think that's how they come up.
Yeah, so are you on your phone right now, Tracy?
Yeah, I was gonna try that.
Yeah, so if you do Explore, put the Explore tool, like the magnifying glass,
Uh-huh.
and then put like mom of girl teens. That's you. So let's put a mom of girl teens.
No results found.
Well, isn't that weird? Okay, so mom of.
Do you need to do the hashtag too?
Oh no, because it's do mom of girls. It comes with. That's interesting that they didn't have that. Okay, so mom of girls comes up like the top one is 1.1 million. So you don't want that many. But mom of girls problems 500 is a good one.
Okay.
Because you want to choose the one that has a fewer amount. So you could actually go through that and find people who seem similar to you.
Oh, I see.
Or like mom of girls rock, fewer than 100, that's even better. So you want to find the people who have, the hashtags that have the fewest. But the key is you can't just put it on yours and hope that they'll find you. You need to go back and find those hundreds, scroll through and be like, oh, this girl looks like me. Or this girl, oh my gosh, she's showing way too many boobs. I don't like her. That's basically what you're going to find. So follow the people who, feel like that could be my friend. So
okay.
That's how you do that.
Awesome. Thank you. That's super helpful. I needed to go back a few steps to really know how to apply this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Amethyst. So appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you guys need to finish up?
Nope.
We're good.
Okay. Okay. Next thing is, so that's kind of how you use hashtags to connect. Remember, our goal is to genuinely connect with people. So I'm not sure what you guys just talked about, but if you find somebody, then you want to go to their page, you want to scroll through their page, like their pictures, and ones that you actually like, and then comment, and then you can always send a DM. Like, I found a few women who are going through some stuff with the loss of their spouse, and so, of course, my goal is not, eventually, of course, I would love to build my following so that I have people that want to be a part of Beachbody or whatever. But I also care about people, so I just reached out and started direct messaging them about life or about what I saw on their post. And that is one genuine way to connect with them. The other thing I want to talk about is sharing your story. So as you, once you connect with people, you want to make sure that your Instagram, when they come back and see you, has really good content on it. We know that. We know that things have changed from when we first started coaching to doing multiple posts a day to one good post a day. One of the ways that if you struggle with posting is, that's been really great and helpful for me, is to type out your post, pretend like you're talking to somebody. And then you just use a little bit different language that's relatable. One of the things that I have done that's been a game changer for me is that this is my calendar for posting for October. So it takes a heck of a lot of work, but one of the things I've learned, and I just did it for really like this for the first time this month, but one of the things I learned from the training is in order to better define your niche and what you're trying to put out there, first and foremost, we've heard this before, but our Instagram page, when you look at, is like a storefront. You have to attract people to come into your store. So when you put a post up, think about that. If this was a storefront, would people want to stop and come into my store and into my life? If they don't, if the post isn't great, don't put it up there because people aren't going to come by and they're not going to come in. But in order for me to have content that was consistent and to what I'm trying to, the tribe I'm trying to speak to, if you will, I needed to get more streamlined and disciplined. And the only way to do that is to, well, one of the ways to do that is to plan out my posts. Because you can come up, first of all, because I have another business where I'm with clients all day long, I think it doesn't really matter if you work full-time outside of Beachbody or not. I think this is something important to do because we all have lives. But because I have another business, there are times like tonight, I don't finish my last client until 5:45. And then I have dinner, and I'll have been going since 8 this morning. Oh, I had clients here this morning working out. So there is not a lot of time, to be honest with you, for my brain to think of some really creative posts. Now, if something happens in the day, of course, this is a working document. It's not set in stone, but I sit down for today and my topic is the power of, like I have on here, the power of yet. And I have a picture that has to do with that, but talking about my post today is going to talk about how often we say, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. Basically, I don't want to get into my post, you'll see it later, but talking about how the power of one simple mind shift can change your entire outlook. I haven't been consistent yet, but it's going to change today. And talking about things like that, because my goal is to help women understand no matter what they're dealing with, whether it's grief or whether they don't love their body, whatever, this is a temporary, that you can work through this and you can do anything you set your mind to. Obviously, I don't want to keep saying that same thing all month long, so I have to think of new and creative ways to say that. And I spent time when I was in Kansas with my family, just having, like I spent a couple of hours, the 2 nights I was there, just thinking about different ideas. And so what I'm going to do is plan a day or a couple days at the end of every month to plan for the next month. Because once I get in the mode and once I get in that like brainstorming time, then I just write out all these ideas and then I stick them in. And like I would stick, one of the things I do it in pencil because I started to make my calendar and I'm like, no, I don't like where that is. That's not going to get someone to stop and come in my shop. So it's this constant work in progress, but you have so many different ideas and it's scheduled, and then you can write your post and be authentic in how you share. And so my goal, if I'm getting really organized, is on Mondays, I have time scheduled in my calendar to write my posts for the week. Now, the reality of my brain is that sometimes that's not when I'm creative and I'm not really good at writing, and that's okay. So I just maybe write out some different ideas for each day based on what I've put in my calendar, and then I can go back and adjust when the time hits. So you have to do what's right for you, Tracy.
So this is awesome. This is really helpful. Is it possible for some of the wiser ones to IG and just posting and getting these ideas? Like this would be super helpful for me to like once a month to see a calendar of like different ideas,
Sure.
You know, because then it could stimulate other ideas, like the power of yet. I think that's awesome. Like anytime I read somewhere that someone said, if someone says that they can't do it, it's their mindset that they need to focus on, whether it's nutrition or fitness or whatever, right. It's mindset. So like that was powerful, but like I would have never come up with that. Like there's just, that would be super helpful. And like I know at the summit training, we were just talking around the table and it was like, you should have like 4 or 5 things that you are interested in, and that's what you share. Mm-hmm. So then you can be relatable to a few different audiences. So that's what I'm kind of curious about too. Do you like dedicate a day towards one of those things? Like how much do you pepper in those types of things?
This is what I've been doing for a while. Is Monday is Motivation Monday. So I try to do a quote. Okay. Then mm-hmm. Tuesday, we know it's about transformations, but I believe, and I saw this myself, but I also learned this in some of the training, is that people on Instagram, although it's very interesting, they get tired of seeing everybody posts a transformation on Tuesday if they're in the fitness industry for whatever reason. So I've been for a while intermixing transformation, physical transformation posts, having that same schedule of transformation, but intermixing transformation posts with transformation of the mind. With then 1 week I will do a post about maybe how coaching has transformed someone's life, maybe how nutrition has. Like it's not always check out the before and after picture, because people don't want to stop at that all the time because it's all over social media. But you can still have that same theme of transformation. Transformation looks different for everybody. You know, I've talked one day on a transformation post, I've talked about how coaching has helped me pay for college. Like, I'm in a totally different state now, and I have ridiculous amount of expenses, and my finances have changed because of coaching. So you can use that theme, but make it more unique so that people will stop. Does that make sense? So then Wednesdays, a little thing that I have is like, that I'm trying to do is like, kind of why Wednesdays. I don't write that, but I think about a question that people have, and then I try to answer the why. Thursdays, I'm doing Thankful Thursdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, and just again, so like this week, okay, so so it's Thankful or Thoughtful Thursdays, and again, I don't call it that, that's just in my mind for how I'm scheduling my posts. So one of the things I'm talking about is my sister-in-law and her friends do a crappy dinner party, and they do that once a month. They call it the crappy dinner party. And what that kind of means is, like, we so often think that when we have people over, again, it goes to that thing of everything has to be perfect, right? But what if we were just to throw together some healthy things and invite friends over and enjoy life and enjoy one another? 10 minutes left. So oh my gosh. Hello, can you guys see me? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to talk about stuff like that. So what would you have people over if you didn't have it all together? And why? Are we more concerned about what our life looks like to other people than just eating together and having fun? And that's why they do the crappy dinner party, because you are not allowed to clean your house. You are not allowed to use you have to use paper plates and plastic stuff. And the couples and their kids all get together once a month, and that's pretty cool. I think that's really cool. Like, that's real community, and they share recipes and they do that. So I'm going to talk about that. So, and then of course for me, Friday, you guys know I do Friday fashion, and Saturday is what I call just like a real life post. Like, people want to know. So as you're sharing your story and as you're planning out your post, it's all about sharing your story and who you are. And I'm very committed, like Monday through Thursday, to really do like nutrition, women empowering one another, talking about coaching, talking about our what we do as a team, and showing who we are as a tribe, and also showing one of the things I wrote down is that we need to talk about the issues that our clients struggle with, or that people struggle with, and show that we have solutions. And so that's what I try to do Monday through Thursday, to be honest with you. But my followers also need to know that there's a whole nother side to me, like the real person side of me. And so Friday and Saturday are days when I believe people they're heading into the weekend. They go into weekend mentality. So we still, of course, I will do stuff in my stories about staying on track, not letting the weekend derail you. But on my post, I will just talk about other things that I love. Again, you guys know I love fashion. So I have dedicated a day to Friday fashion, and I have gotten so many followers from that, and I get so many DMs, and I have gotten clients who follow me for Fashion Friday, and they're like, you're so real. Okay, let's talk about what you're doing. I want to join you. Because people have to have other ways to connect with you. And then Saturday, it's usually like a date picture, or if I was with my kids at the boat, or whatever. And it gives you a great opportunity to casually talk about other things in your life besides fitness, nutrition, and your business. And I think that has been really helpful, and those were suggestions. So as we talk about our story, as you're planning stuff out, like I said, it's really important to read into there and to spend time thinking about what are the struggles that women have. I'm speaking to women. So what are the struggles that women have? Why are we afraid to talk about that? And let's talk about it, and let's be the source, the solution for what those issues are. And obviously, as you're sharing that, it's really important to share a little bit about you, but how it connects to other people. Where is my book? Shoot. There's a great book, I'll put that in the notes too, that about how to share your story. And that is a really powerful, great simple read about how to share your story. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to grab it right now. But and that will teach you kind of how to share your story in your posts and on your stories. Amethyst is great about stories. I still struggle a little bit with stories. One of the reasons I do, and I've shared this, is because I'm literally with clients all day long, and I can't share about my grief clients because that's a private thing and I will lose my job if I do that. So sometimes I struggle with, like, I don't really know what to talk about during the day because this is what I do and it's all private. So I'm working on that and needing to improve that. Amethyst is great. I go to her stories all the time just to get ideas. And so Amethyst, great job with that. But you definitely need to commit to doing stories every single day. You just have to. And I feel like stories are such a great way to invite people. I just did a story the other day about our fitness and our nutrition program. I sent the slides to Tracy. I posted it. I've gotten 2 people for this month just from that story. Really? So, but here's the deal, Tracy, is that it has to be consistent, right? So one of the things I'll show you guys this week, I have a stories series about coaching, or just about who I am and why I coach. And I will do that I will use those same exact slides every 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. And then I interchange. So use your slides over and over again that are made. Laura sent me some pictures about the work. I'm going to post about that this week and in my stories. And they were some really good videos, but I'm
how do you repost those videos if they're moving? Can you do that?
Laura, can you two speak to that? I'm struggling with that a little bit, so go ahead. We have like 4 minutes.
I'm sorry. How do you repost them if they're moving? If I share, like, if I can share them with you in like Messenger or whatever, and all you have to do is copy it, and when you post it from wherever you copied it, or like save it to your phone, when you post it, it starts to move. It should, right, Em? You've used mine before, right? And it just
you need to save it not from your computer but from your phone. So she's going to send it to you in Messenger. You're going to see the message. You're going to just put your thumb down on it and hold, and then in the bottom it's going to say save. You're going to push save. It's going to go straight into your photos, and just like you would post a story with a still photo, you post the video. It's the same thing as posting a photo.
Okay, because I had access to some, and the only thing that it would allow me to do would be to save it to like my Google Drive. And I'm like, this is not working.
Do it from your phone.
I'll send you one right now so you can practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you send it to all of us?
Yes. Keep talking, because I know you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do, we have like 3 minutes left, is there is a new Instagram training that just came out. And do you guys remember Gary Vee? He is a huge Instagram guy. He's an investor, blah, blah. He came to Beachbody, blah, blah. So he recommended this woman who has a new training out, and it's about attraction marketing. And I'm thinking about doing it because I need to know more about that. And she just talks about how these things that I just shared with you basically are important, but you have to now add this. She says in all of her promo stuff, like, all the ways that you've been doing social media or Instagram don't work, blah, 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 blah. But they do, because I find people. But the next level that I need to add is this attraction marketing. And it's all about how to attract people to you on Instagram and how to stand out in a really saturated market. So I think I'm going to do it. I think it's like 197 right now. But I think it's important for me to understand this stuff. If you want to do it with me, let me know. I'll send you the link, or I'll just post it here and people can make their own decision. But once I go through it, then of course I will share about it. And hopefully, I mean, I have totally wasted money. I'm going to be totally honest. I've wasted money on stuff, but I felt like I wanted to try to learn as much as I can. And I just have decided that I'm going to be really particular about what I buy. But I have to do something to learn this. That's just the way it is. So we have to take ownership over Instagram and learning stuff. These are some of the basics that we talked about today. I know we're going to lose time, so there's more. And so I will do another call about this as I learn more really important information. But yeah, Instagram is definitely, I absolutely find people every single month from Instagram. And with this, you're starting to, because you've been consistent. And I know it can feel overwhelming, but dive in, and you can't do it wrong. It's better to just do it than not do it at all.
Do you want to take a quick picture?
Yes, quick, that'd be great.
Because we're less than a minute.
Ah, okay. Oh gosh, hello. 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will, from now on, I will, as I make this, I will post it. Again, I'm not going to, like, this is like little triggered notes. And I don't have time to write out all the posts for you guys, but you can speak in your own language. But this can just give you ideas. And you can adapt it for what your niche is, you know? I have a picture of me when I was in Kansas and the storm clouds were coming. So like next Wednesday, I've planned a storm. If a storm is coming,